What is going on, guys? Samuel-1worldreviews here, and with Toy Story 4 now out in theaters. And now that I've seen it, it is now time for me to do an updated ranking on the 21 films of the catalog of Pixar. Now, like many people, I love Pixar. I adore the company so much, and how much even though they make kind of make a few duds, pretty much the majority of the films I would give my highest grade. I pretty much adore a lot of the movies. And I was thinking, like, did you already do a ranking on Pixar? Isn't it like a third ranking? Did you do one last year? And do an updated one with just one movie? Yeah, honestly, I really wasn't planning on doing this, honestly. I wasn't thinking of doing that Pixar ranking, honestly. But honestly, I love Pixar so much, honestly. I figured why the hell not? But my ranking has definitely changed a little since my previous two rankings. But in the end, this guy gives me excuse to talk about how amazing Pixar is, so there's that. So, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this updated ranking. Feel free to let me know what will be your ranking in the comment section down below. How to rank all 21 films in Pixar's catalog. That being said, I got 21 films Pixar to talk about, so let's get started. And number 21, Dead Last, Bottom Barrel, Cars 2. This is pretty much the only downright bad Pixar movie, guys. It doesn't really have a lot of Pixar magic that's really known Pixar for doing. Now, all the sequels they decided to make, like, they couldn't make the Monsters Inc. one, or who got Finding Dory soon, or whatever, but we couldn't have purpose around this point, yet they decided to make one of Cars, probably one of the least successful movies, and it ended up turning as bad as you expect. I mean, there are also some good elements that do prevent it again my lowest grade, like, cause the animation is great. I mean, again, this is Pixar. It does have some fun moments. The race sequence is actually not that. There's some race sequences are actually pretty cool to watch. And the voice acting is actually fine. There are some few fun moments here and there. But of course, it's most down by the fact that Mater, the protagonist, and pretty good in the main role, honestly. And personally, I never really hated Mater much as everyone says. I don't think he's like that annoying of a character. Honestly, in fact, he was probably one of the highlights to me in the two Cars movies. I'm probably on that, but I feel. But even I can deny that that was kind of a big mistake. The main movie is making the main characters. They end up becoming pretty annoying and don't really care about this spy drill thing that they're trying to go for here with his character. That's so ridiculous and so what you can't take it seriously. Sometimes you can't even have fun with it, honestly. Sometimes even Meg kind of being very annoying. How much you know like McQueen, and kind of a jerk of a character and all that. Now you don't really care about his storyline, and the side stuff don't really care for. There's not really much to really grab onto and to care for. It doesn't help the storyline. It's very uninteresting. Like I do appreciate them trying to do at least something a bit different in the first movie, but at the same time, it doesn't really work here. Like the films come up just very boring and bland, and I was never really engaged throughout. I remember I used to really enjoy this movie, but now it's pretty much one of the few Pixar movies that I can't see myself revisiting anytime soon. Or at all. And number 20, from one Cars sequels to another, Cars 3. What's really unfortunate about this movie is that this movie actually had a lot of potential to actually be great. Like, from the opening sequence alone, I was pretty invested, actually. And the last, like, 20-30 minutes were pretty impactful, honestly. And if the entire movie was basically like that opening sequence in the last 20-30 minutes, this one could easily have been the best Cars movie, and it could have easily been another masterful film. Unfortunately, we're not stuck with uninteresting characters. Lightning McQueen kind of an asshole here, and you end up not really caring about him. That's probably the only big issue I always had with him. He's kind of an ass, honestly, and it makes it hard to really care for him. I mentioned all the new characters introduced here are very uninteresting and all that. Honestly, it's becoming like very boring and very uninteresting. The humor is pretty bad, honestly. Like, aside from that appearance of Mater, it was actually not that bad here, but the other thing they're trying to do is honestly pulls painfully flat, and the emotion they were trying to tell for the portion didn't work at all, honestly. And of course, again, there's some good things to say. Again, like except the opening sequence, the last 20 minutes being pretty emotional. And like Tribute did, the one that has passed away. Don Pickle, I believe, has passed away. I don't remember saying at the moment, but rest in peace to the actor. And the animation is of course great as always. There are some good moments, like mainly in the opening sequence, last 23 minutes. Everything else, almost everything else, but it becomes painfully interesting and also just makes this film just be just alright. And that sucks because Cars 3 could have been great. It actually could have been amazing. It just didn't reach it. But it just didn't really reach that, honestly. And number 20 for one car sequel to another, Cars 3. Now what's very fortunate about Cars 3 is that this movie actually had potential to be great. Like the opening sequence in the last 20-30 minutes are fantastic. Like I remember when I first watched it, the opening scene was like, oh my god, this is actually pretty emotional. Like, I could really get into this. But after the opening sequence, the film just becomes unfunny, boring, and painfully uninteresting. I really wasn't feeling any emotion what was going on. Some of the characters kind of introduced here weren't really that interesting, honestly. They care for what was going on. And then the film burst into like the last 20 to 30 minutes and it ended up being that emotional punch that I needed. Like if the film was basically like the opening sequence in the last 23 minutes, this one could have easily been another masterful movie, but because of that, because everything before the opening, after the opening sequence and before the last 23 minutes is pretty much just boring. The film overall just goes alright, honestly. Like the animation was great. Made it actually kind of funny for the stuff that he has to do. There are some good moments again, especially the opening sequence, last 3 minutes. But again, if the film basically was like that opening sequence in the last 20-30 minutes. Now we get to more movies that I really enjoy, and number 18 is Cars. This is honestly a very solid movie, honestly. Like, I know a lot of people really tend to like this movie, honestly, but for me, I still really enjoy it, honestly. Like, it definitely, I liked it a little less over time, but for myself, like, still pretty solid, honestly. And again, Lightning McQueen is kind of assy, honestly, and it's too much an ass to where you can kind of not care from my points. So, again, it's always the big issue I always have with these movies, is they kind of make him a bit too unlikable. Like, he's the least likable he's been, though, in these movies, though, so there's that. The animation is great, some of the characters are really great. Like, again, I like Mayor, honestly. I think Mayor is honestly, I think it was hilarious, especially with that Dractus sequence that's still fucking hilarious. And again, Lightning McQueen is kind of a likable character that kind of brings us down a lot of times, and the story and the themes that trying to tell doesn't really grab an emotion like most Pixar movies does. Like, the emotion doesn't really grab you, and the stakes they try to pull don't really grab you like with most Pixar movies, fortunately. But there's still lots of like in this movie. The music's even like pretty good as well. I still listen to a lot of songs here. The movie has a lot of really funny moments, has some good charm and heartwarming moments. And some of the wave sequences were pretty good. I mean, there are lots of really like about Cars, honestly, and well, I won't say this is like one Pixar's best. This is a film I still don't mind coming back to every now and then. And number 17, Finding Dory. Now, for me personally, this is easily Pixar's most overrated movie, and that's a word I honestly rarely use on this channel, unfortunately. If you're following for a while, that's a word I honestly don't even use much. Believe it or not, I hardly find any film overrated, honestly, but, like, you know, Finding Dory is a solid movie. This is still a solid movie. And I used to love this movie when I first saw it. I used to adore it so much when I first saw it. But over time, Finding Dory definitely, I know there's a lot of flaws upon rewatches, honestly. Like, I still think Finding Dory is a solid movie. But I don't think it really hits the emotion that really Finding Nemo really hits. I mean, it was really interesting making Dory the main character of this movie, and I think it actually was, honestly. I thought it was one of the standouts in Finding Nemo, and it was interesting exploring more of her backstory and exploring more who she is as a character. And Ellen Dunham is still great as the role. And Mala and Nemo were also pretty good from their roles as well. Even for the new character, especially the octopus, was pretty funny as well. There was some fun things to have this movie. There's a lot of fun to have this movie. Again, because of kind of how fast-paced the movie feels, it ends up losing a lot of the emotion that it was going for, especially with how the film ends. Honestly, again, the decision that had to go with, honestly, I really wish he didn't, honestly. Because it ended up lacking a little bit of the emotion and stuff, and it kind of go against what they were going for, honestly. But there's still enough like enjoyment and fun and goodness to really. I still think this is still a solid movie, but it is definitely not as great as I remembered. Number 16 for me is The Good Dinosaur. So now a lot of people tend to really not really enjoy this movie, honestly, but me, I still really like Good Dinosaur. Again, it's definitely not one of the best movies, but I still really enjoy it. I wouldn't mind watching it now and then. Like, it's easily one of Pixar's most beautifully animated movies. Like, the animation is honestly breathtaking and incredibly gorgeous, and the sceneries are amazing. It does have a very interesting story about what if the asteroid destroying dinosaurs missed. That was an interesting concept, and I think they did the best that they could, honestly. Like, the voice acting is great, the two kids do follow a relationship and a great bond, honestly. And of course, it kind of brings this film down, as like with the last few months I mentioned, it doesn't really go for the emotion that Pixar is known for and what it really should, honestly. I really wasn't feeling as emotional as I really should be. I mentioned some characters kind of do feel like stereotypes and a little wasted at times. The pacing is a little all over the place at times, and a few moments of humor doesn't really work for me. But all in all, I still think it's a pretty good movie. Like, I really do like this movie. Again, it is one of Pixar's most beautifully animated movies. Probably just wishes was one of the best, because it is one of the most beautifully animated, but there's still a lot of Good Dinosaur. I can say I would still recommend it. I still really like it. Again, this film I still wouldn't mind watching every now and then. Number 15 is definitely one Pixar's most underrated, that is Monsters University. Yeah, I like Monsters University. I think it's actually a pretty good prequel. Honestly, like, I wasn't sure how I felt about it when I first saw it, honestly, because who really wanted a prequel to Monsters Inc., honestly? I mean, a lot of us really wanted a sequel, and it's good we're kind of getting that in the Disney Plus TV series they're doing next year, which I'm very excited for. But who really asked for a prequel on how Mike and Sully met? And it kind of follows a lot of these little bit standard problems that prequels mostly goes through. But somehow I still really liked it. I guess it kind of because of how it makes fun of a lot of the college party type of things, honestly. Kind of makes fun of a lot of the cliche stuff that you expect, and I kind of like that, honestly. It was something interesting still seeing Mike and Sully, how they became friends, how they were enemies, and now they became friends. And they had some great moments, honestly. The voice acting was great, the animation is great as always. And even some of the new characters I thought were actually pretty fun, actually, and pretty enjoyable. And again, like with the previous I mentioned, it didn't really hit on the emotional level that I would hope for, especially one where I should have been crying, but I just didn't really feel much emotion going through it. I actually had a pretty good, fun, highly enjoyable, and highly entertaining movie with great animation, great humor. You know, not all the humor still hits for me. I mean, there's still a lot to like about this movie. I think it's definitely one of the Pixar's most underrated movies. It's not one of the best, but and definitely, of course, not as great as Monsters Inc., but it's something I still really like, and I definitely enjoy it a lot more than others. At number 14, it's A Bug's Life. This is definitely an underrated film Pixar, because this film really isn't talked about much, honestly. I don't know why, honestly. This film, honestly, still is great, honestly. Again, not as emotional as most other Pixar movies, honestly, and some humor and characters don't really work as well as they should. But I still really like Bug's Life. It's like, it is a great and fun as hell movie. This is another Pixar movie I actually grew up a lot watching growing up. I love this movie growing up, and I still do really love it. Love it. The animation goes great. The world building fantastic. It's one of all these bugs. The villain is actually pretty interesting. The main character follows is really engaging. A lot of situations that he goes through. A lot of the humor is great. A lot of the characters, for the most part, are very interesting. There are definitely some few good dark moments here, especially with how the grasshopper villain ends up getting eaten. Like, that's one of the most terrifying moments in a Pixar movie. Honestly, and it's kind of chilling to this day. The music's pretty good. This film, they're having smiling, and the story is pretty engaging overall. And definitely not as impactful as a lot of the films I know I said a lot of your entries, but I thought it was still a great movie overall. I still think this is a great forgotten Pixar movie, and a film I still really enjoy. And now we get to the Pixar movies that I have given my highest grade, and yeah, number 13, and a lot of these movies films I pretty much give my highest grades to. So we're talking some high quality stuff here. So coming in at number 13 is The Incredibles 2. Yeah, this is, yeah, again, my ranking definitely has changed a little bit, and this is definitely one of these that definitely has changed. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I still love The Incredibles 2. I still think this is a fantastic sequel, and again, it's everything I always wanted from an Incredibles sequel. Well, definitely not as good as the first Incredibles, of course you'll still see that way high on my list. I still think this is a great sequel. The animation is breathtaking and beautiful, some of the best that Pixar has done. The action is fantastic. The dynamics that we all know from the first movie is back, and it's amazing as ever. All the characters are as great as they've always been. There's been a lot of new characters too, great. And despite the villain being kind of predictable, I still really like the villain overall. A lot of the humor they do with Jack's IQ is uproariously hilarious, and Jack pretty much steals every scene that he's freaking in. The score is fantastic, the humor is great, the drama and the emotion is still here. There's truly still a lot to love about The Incredibles 2. So while it is definitely a little lower than my previous ranking, I still think this is still a fantastic sequel. Again, it's definitely not as good as the first one, and of course I didn't expect to be as good as the first one. But just like everything I always want in an Incredible sequel, I'm happy that we got this one. I'm happy we got this amazing sequel. Now these are all entries on actually films I consider to be some of my favorite anime movies of all time, so yeah. But anyways, coming number 12 is Ratatouille. Ratatouille. Now for me, this is easily Pixar's most underrated / overlooked film. Like, I love Ratatouille so much. Too much. The animation is of course amazing as well. The storytelling is great. Remy is just an easy character to love and root for, and especially with his situation involving his father and him wanting to be a chef. And the character he kind of trolls like Greenie is also a pretty likable person as well. And even the romance between him and Claire, I believe, was actually a lot better than I actually expected, honestly, and I really wouldn't be on it, but I actually really like that romance. The humor is great, it's fun as always, but it really hit a lot of the emotional aspect in terms of Dream wanting to be a chef and stuff involving his father and Gusta and all that. Like, there's a lot of emotion behind me, and not mention this moment. I mentioned there's a lot of great scenes here, especially the scene where the Greg actually ends up eating some food and he ends up like looking back at his past and all that. Like, that was an amazing sequence. I mentioned this film's about food. I mentioned it's pretty much impossible to watch this movie and not pretty much being hungry after it, honestly. But in all seriousness, Ratatouille is a fantastic movie that definitely deserves a lot more attention than it really deserves. Love this movie, love the story, love the music, love the characters, love the way of building the emotion. So much to love about this underrated Pixar masterpiece. I don't know if it's gonna be on Bobby or not, but coming number 11 is WALL-E. Yeah, I'm just surprised that WALL-E is my number 11 honestly. I mean, again, this ranking wasn't easy as it is, so bear with me on this. But I still love, like I said, that's a lot of these films are still some of my favorite anime movies of all time, and WALL-E is fantastic, honestly. This is pretty much the pure definition of visual storytelling. Like, the first 3 minutes alone are just beautiful. This is like one of the most beautiful looking films that Pixar has done. Like, a lot of the films pretty much told with no dialogue, honestly, and it's pretty amazing actually. It's truly breathtaking and beautiful in all many ways. Yeah, I was feeling so much emotion when that. I mentioned around between WALL-E and the female robot is beautiful. I didn't even mind some of the human stuff, honestly. I really didn't mind that, honestly. And I didn't really mind some of the messages and all stuff that they're going for here, honestly. Not mention the music is amazing. There's like a lot to love and appreciate about WALL-E. It's truly an emotional experience, and definitely a one-time Pixar movie. So why is it number 11? It's literally the only reason why it's number 11, and it's probably not the most rewatchable Pixar film to me, honestly. But I'm gonna mention, I don't think it's a film I want to go back to every now and then. There's really no reason why this being. Like I said, this house wasn't easy enough as it is, so bear with me. But other than that, like I said, WALL-E is truly a beautiful master class of animation, and one that's truly still love and still adore. Now we get into the top 10. Oh man, bands coming number 10 is Monsters Inc. Definitely one of the most rewatchable Pixar movies, one I really loved so much growing up, and I still do to this day. As always, the animation is amazing, but of course what I love about the movie is the world of all the monsters getting killed and all that. It's an amazing concept that works so amazingly here. And the two characters you follow, Mike and Sully, are pretty engaging characters and pretty likable characters. And I adored Sully's relationship with Boo. It's one of the most sweet relationships I've probably ever seen in any Pixar movies. There's a relationship, like, even the villain's actually not pretty good, especially Randall. He's pretty hilarious, has some great moments. All the humor is definitely pretty great. Honestly, there's a lot of very memorable moments. Moments that are kind of terrifying, actually, that, yeah, moments are sort of scary. But this movie still has a lot of fun. This movie is very funny, very engaging, has incredibly well written, has a great friendship with Sully and Mike. I mentioned the last like 10-20. I mentioned Sully's goodbye to Boo still makes me cry. Still, it's so emotional. And I love how the film ended. And honestly, I'm very pumped for this Monsters of Work thing, like I mentioned it during with Disney Plus, where it's kind of a sequel to, the sequel that we all always wanted, honestly. And with the two voice actors, Billy Crystal and John Cameron returning, I'm all for it. Okay? Monsters Inc. engaging, lovable, and has some great lines I still quote to this day. Again, it's sucks that it puts me on number 10, but yeah, Monsters Inc. is still an amazing movie. At number 9, we have Finding Nemo. Like, this film gets you emotional from the opening sequence alone. Like, from the opening alone, this film gets you so emotional and so just wow. Well, I remember it terrified me as a kid what happened, and it's still emotional to this day. But everything else about the movie, of course, is still fantastic. From the beautiful world, to the amazing animation, to the likable characters. Marlin's very likable, and you believe his journey to his son. Nemo's likable, and the friends that he meets are great. Dory's as friends as ever. There are really some serious terrifying moments that I was still taste because he got some great humor to it, some pretty hilarious moments, also some pretty impactful moments, especially to see where Marlin's kind of about to lose Dory, and see Dory's like, no one's ever done with this long before. Like, you know, one thing I always love about Pixar is how relatable a lot of their films are in terms of just a few moments of dialogue and seriously moments, a few certain moments with certain characters, and this is no exception. No exception. It's a beautiful film with amazing music, incredible story, great characters. There's just so much to love and adore about Finding Nemo. Despite it being on number 9, I still adore the hell out of this movie. At number 8, Toy Story 2. Now this is which is of course the weakest Toy Story movie, but again, that really isn't saying much because Toy Story 2 is still a phenomenal sequel. It basically still does what a sequel should do, and that's built upon everything amazing that made the original so amazing. It builds a lot on the themes and the messages and a lot of the characters from the previous installments. You see Woody going through a pretty emotional arc involving him being a lost toy and his arm being broken and not sure what he wants to do, honestly. It really hits, honestly, and not mention a lot of the character interactions are as great as they've always been. Not mention is also one of the funniest in the franchise, and it has some excellent humor, that stuff that still makes me laugh, like the scene involving the two buzzes and kind of the Star Wars parodies kind of do here are freaking hilarious and still make me laugh to this day. But it's still an incredibly emotional. Still very emotional, especially with the when she loves me thing involving Jessie, and like that scene still makes me cry to this day, and it's definitely one of the most emotional moments that not just the Toy Story franchise, but pretty much Pixar has done in general. The music once again amazing, the characters are once again fantastic, the relatability and emotion is still there. There's still so much to do of Toy Story 3. Again, despite this being the weakest of the Toy Story films, like, pretty much all of them are masterpieces, so that really isn't saying much. Again, this is what even if it is, but yeah. Toy Story 2, still fantastic, still emotional, and still wonderful. At number 7, my 7th best Pixar movie, Up. Up is truly one of the most emotional films that Pixar has ever done. Like, I still adore this movie so much. Like, from the opening sequence alone, this film will get you crying. Like, it's truly one of the best opening sequences I've seen in pretty much any film in general. Like, I adore the hell out of Up. The other sequence is amazing. Pretty much everything else about this movie is amazing. It's charmingly funny, hilarious, and got great characters like Carl and Russell and Doug, who's like, even the villain actually fleshed out and a lot more better than anticipated. The adventure aspect is truly amazing. The animation is some of the most beautiful that Pixar has ever done. And I'm considering praising animation a lot in like all these movies, but I mean, that's one reason why Pixar is so great, because they make beautifully animated movies, and this is definitely high on some of the most beautiful animation. There's so much to just really adore about Up. It's a truly emotionally impactful movie that makes you feel good, that makes you feel great about life, makes you want to rethink some stuff about your life, and it's truly an all-around amazing movie. And well, is that not one of the most rewatchable Pixar movies? It's still one of the best. At number 6, Coco. This is definitely one of Pixar's most surprising movies. Like, I really wasn't expecting to love Coco as much as I did, honestly. I'll say I wasn't excited for it, but my expectations to what I was when I saw it, I was blown away by it. This is definitely one of Pixar's most beautiful looking movies. Like, how Land of the Dead looks is truly breathtaking and wonderful. Like, it's truly beautiful. Not mention Miguel is a pretty likable protagonist. You really do feel the story. You really do feel everything he's going through. A lot of the answers to characters are great. Like, there's this dog character that's pretty hilarious, and there's Hector that's pretty tragic. The music is amazing. Like, the song "Remember Me" is probably one of the best songs that Pixar has ever done. Truly a phenomenal song that still makes me feel more, especially near the end. Yeah, and it teaches very serious lessons about music and family. And this is a movie that is going to make you appreciate your family a lot more after seeing it. This is one of the films that really gets better than me on every rewatch. Like, I still adore the hell out of Coco. And I wasn't expecting to love the music as much as I did, but ended up being a true, beautiful, masterful Pixar movie it's amazing, funny, emotional, and tragic, and definitely one of the most relatable films that they've done. Now we're at the top 5. Oh man. But anyways, coming in at number 5 is the original Toy Story. Yeah. Again, this wasn't easy as it is, so bear with me. But being Toy Story is still a classic. Like, what is there to say about the original Toy Story hasn't already been said. It rejuvenates animation for all the best ways. It's still one of the best films of Pixar, and one of the best anime films ever made. It's emotional. It's impactful. It has some really great messages about life and all that. It's like, what's really say what Toy Story hasn't been said? It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's hilarious. Has some incredible moments and great messages and themes. Some great music, great characters, a lot of very iconic moments. Like, I don't think I can say anymore. Toy Story is still a phenomenal movie. At number 4, it's the most recent Pixar movie, Toy Story 4. Yeah, I am just as surprised though that I actually like this more than the original Toy Story. Like, I really cannot stop thinking about how amazing this movie is. Like, I've already done like an original review if you want to check that out, so I'm not getting too much into detail, but I adore Toy Story 4. I wasn't expecting to love this movie much as I did. Honestly, I thought it was just unnecessary, as a lot of people claim to be like, who we asked for Toy Story 4, but somehow this movie managed to still be very emotional and powerful, relatable, having some great new characters added into the mix. Also, the story very personal and grounded. A lot of that just one of the most funniest films the Pixar has done. A lot of being one of the funniest films in recent memory. There's so much to really adore, dissect, and appreciate about Toy Story 4. Like, nobody really asked for this. They kind of took a risk and had to make another one. And this film just managed to blow me away, and I feel I still cannot stop thinking about it, honestly. Like, who knows, maybe it could be my favorite Toy Story movie in recent years. Yeah, I'm going that far. That's how much I adore Toy Story 4. Man, this is definitely an testament to it. I'm probably never going to doubt Pixar ever again after seeing this. Like, again, Toy Story 4, phenomenal. At number 3, we got my current favorite Toy Story movie, Toy Story 3. Like I said, Toy Story 4 could possibly be my favorite Toy Story movie in a long way, but for now, Toy Story 3 is still my favorite, and it's still an impactful movie. Definitely one of them I rewatched a lot, a film that still has the same amount of emotion hits. Like, I'm pretty sure even after the Toy Story movie, the ending still really hits. The ending still has the same amount of impact that does. Like, so long, partner. But there's still a lot to still love about Toy Story 3. Like the time jump they go for here is incredible. The characters are more developed and engaging than ever. Ken and Barry are a pretty nice addition to the cast. Lasso's actually a pretty engaging villain. And has a pretty emotional backstory, so even though he does some sick things, you can definitely see where he's coming from. Like, it really hits so much on the emotional level. Not mentioning you got this furnace scene where, I don't know, when I first saw it, I was actually pretty scared, and despite knowing what happens, I'm still scared at that moment. A pretty tense and impactful moment. This probably has some of the most stakes in any of the Toy Story movies. Has some of the most emotions and deep themes and messages involving the previous Toy Story movies. Like for me, the Toy Story movies are films that I can't see anybody not liking, honestly. Like, I really can't see anybody not liking any of these movies. They just have so much heart, charm, passion, and emotion to it. And, like, I really can't see anybody not liking any of these movies, especially with this movie. Like, there's still so much to really still love and unpack about Toy Story 3. I still adore the hell out of this movie. Still my favorite Toy Story movie. Could possibly be Toy Story 4 at some point, but for now, Toy Story 3, masterful, emotional film that still hits so hard. While also being hilarious, fun, and highly enjoyable, but still having a lot of the emotion and these films are known for. At number 2, we have Inside Out. Yeah, Inside Out is my favorite movie of 2015, and film that gets better for me on every rewatch. And the other one too is definitely one of my favorite experiences. Like, it's a truly definition of an actual this is definitely one of the not the most emotional film that Pixar has done. I adore pretty much everything about Inside Out. The emotions are amazing. The storytelling is incredible. The idea of emotions is pretty compelling, and pretty much how to give a feeling basically something that everybody can relate to. Especially with the overall message that it's okay to be sad. You don't have to always feel happy. It's okay to be sad a lot. It's okay to cry. Like, that message alone hit me hard the first time I saw it. Except also I went through lately, it hits even more harder every rewatch. This is definitely a truly relatable and impactful Pixar movie. The animation is beautiful, the world building is amazing, it still has a lot of great humor in it, and a lot of hilarious moments, but also having such much emotional moments that still make you cry and still make you sad. Man, it's definitely a lot of laughs that pretty much we all can relate to. There's so much to really dissect and adore about Inside Out. This film was my favorite movie of 2015, and it's definitely one of my favorite films of the decade. Like, I adore this movie so much. Like, again, this is not a Pixar movie that I can't see anybody not liking, honestly. I'm sorry, but it's actually a lot of Pixar movies that a lot of these films you can't see everybody not really liking, honestly. Honestly, like, I can't imagine anybody not liking a lot of these movies. And for good reason, because they are just masterful in terms of emotion and seriousness. Like, wow. But overall, still my number one favorite Pixar movie still to this day is The Incredibles. The Incredibles is still my favorite Pixar movie. And one reason is because this is definitely the Pixar movie I've rewatched the most growing up, and the Pixar film I still constantly have rewatched. This is the Pixar movie I overall connected with the most, and the one I always feel for the most, the one I always go to the most. Like The Incredibles is truly a masterful of what Pixar can really do. There is definitely a superhero movie, but at its core, it's a very personal story, a very human story involving these characters going through, especially with Bob going through like midlife crisis and not knowing what he's doing with life anymore, and that's something that we all can relate to at this point. The point in his family life, not life as well. And the family dynamics are phenomenal, amazing in terms of hilarious and humor in terms of emotion. Frozone is also pretty hilarious. Samuel Jackson kills it, calls together the line, "Wow, it's my soba suit." There's so much iconic lines and iconic moments. Syndrome is definitely the best villain that Pixar has done. He's definitely the most compelling, the most motivated, and the most understandable. Someone who really looked up to his hero, and none of his heroes actually isn't as great as he thought it was, but something that has been done a lot of movies before this and it's been done since, but this is definitely one time where he really hits and you really do feel for him. I mentioned the action sequences are amazing, there are still some moments that give you tens, the moments are hilarious, and this is definitely a very personal film. It is definitely, of course, a big superhero movie, but a lot of the kids that are feeling and going through or something I'm sure a lot of us have been through at one point in our life, and everyone feels human, which is something that a lot of Pixar movies succeed at, again, in terms of course I see a lot of emotion, but in terms of seeing that being relatable and feeling human, like you can actually feel a lot of these stuff these characters have been through. And that's one thing that makes a lot of these films so amazing, and Incredibles is definitely not one, if not the best example of this. It is a superhero movie at its core, but at its heart it's human, personal, and pretty emotional. There are some moments that still make me cry a lot. I kind of moments that still make me cheer up. And basically, all those reasons why Incredibles for me is still my favorite film that Pixar has done. And considering that pretty much like 12 or 13 movies I give my highest grade, that's really saying something. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my ranking of all 21 Pixar movies. Hopefully, this ranking wasn't too long, but again, if you can let me know in the comments down below, how would you rank all 21 Pixar movies? What would be your ranking? I'm sure a lot of you guys have different reasons than I do, but not to be in movies, we all have different opinions, but that makes us more interesting. But again, if you can let me know what would be your ranking of all 21 films, comments down below. Down below, I would love to know your rankings, let's start a discussion, comments, and all that. So, hope you all enjoyed this video, and have a few more top 10s and even a couple top 20s that I'm going to very soon. I'm not going to say until I reveal them, but I have a lot of this coming very soon. I'm trying not to overdo myself with all that, so I'll have at least like one or two like top lists and something this week, so be on there for that. And hopefully soon I can see like maybe like International, maybe Hold the Chopper remake very soon, so be on the lookout for those reviews coming very soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all of my social media sites, all the description down below. I am Stardust-One-World from Stardust-One-Worldreviews. I'll see you next time, and as always, stay cooler, everybody. Peace.